If there's one thing I knew even as a little kid, it's that if I saw the Capcom logo before a Super Nintendo game, it meant that I was probably going to have a good time. Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse, Mega Man X, Goof Troop, which is definitely fun with two people. I also had Knights of the Round and Disney's Aladdin, which haven't really held up as well, but they're still a nice time. I haven't revisited this game much at all over like 8 years. I think I played it on an emulator 5 or 6 years ago, so this is really kind of a fun nostalgia trip to revisit this game. And it's held up really well since I played it as a little kid, which is fun to kind of revisit these kind of games with fresh eyes, because we appreciate things differently as kids than as adults. And because I remember playing this game as a little kid, and it was one of the first games I actually beat, along with Super Mario World and I think Mega Man X before too long, although that game's way tougher than those two. So it's kind of it was kind of a nice introductory platformer for a little kid to figure out kind of the precepts of the genre and how to win. Also beat Aladdin. That was one of the first games I beat. I played that one pretty recently, and it's just kind of eh. I want to play the Genesis one because everyone says that one's way better, and it's definitely a lot prettier. So that could be cool. One thing I liked about a lot of Super Nintendo games is just this tons of secrets everywhere, which is really cool if you're a little kid, because it's just kind of makes the world feel really big, and you don't really know what else there is. Playing this now, it's obviously just linear, fun platformer, but as a little kid, it's just like this tremendous world where anything could happen. I guess it's kind of a cliche, but you know what I mean. I feel like a lot of people probably really, really miss that feeling and try to play games to recapture that sense of wonder, but I actually feel like I probably enjoy games a little more now that I can kind of see the seams of how they work and kind of look at them from a more enlightened perspective. But I definitely do have some nostalgia for that kind of wonder you sense in old games. Now I'm just trying to get up to that series of clouds up there. It's a little tough, but I really like these tomato things, and I think they're cool because they don't actually show up anywhere in the rest of the game, so it's neat that they just have cool little things like that in each area and just move on and think of something new. I also really like just how this level looks with all the beanstalks and the forest later on. I think it looks really nice, and it works well with that kind of cartoony Mickey Mouse aesthetic. Also really like just how this whole throwing mechanic works. I think the way you can pick up a lot of enemies and toss them, but the visual cues with how they kind of flash a bit before they're about to hurt you, and it all works pretty well actually. And this level and the next level are probably my favorites. That as the game goes on, it kind of falls more into that ice world, fire world, mountaintop world, evil castle, just kind of the more cliche platformer environments. So, but they're still all very well realized and imaginative. It's just the first two levels I feel are what capture the mood that they were going for the best, I think. Love these giant tomatoes. Oh, geez, that was close. The first time I played this game, I actually died a bunch on this level. I practiced it a bit before coming back to it, before recording. But I guess it's easy mostly because there's infinite continues, and you don't have to start at the complete beginning of the level. You just start at the beginning of like the area, which is nice, especially for little kids. And all right, can I make this? Oh, that stinks. Can I make it? No. All right, I think if I remember correctly, the only thing up there is just a little shop, but yeah, I can't get up there. This next mini-boss actually killed me killed me like twice on my practice run, which is really sad, but also I always thought this guy was kind of freaky looking as a kid, but yeah, I remember this. I think you fight 3 of these guys, and I actually imagined that, oh wow, he's just going That's really sad. He's just let me get like 5 hits in there. Imagine that this was the mom, the other one was the dad, and then the third was the kid, which I thought was just funny. All right, there we go. And you deal. I actually looked into the numbers, and I think you deal 10 damage for hurling things at them, and 4 for jumping. So it's definitely worth trying to fling things at them instead of jumping on them. I think the most damage you can deal is from a fully charged magic shot, which deals 16. So that's why the next few of these mini bosses are actually way easier. Also, apparently that guy's the biggest problem in the whole game for tool-assisted speedrunners, which I think is kind of funny. I looked into the history of this game, and there's 2 more Magical Quest games on the Super Nintendo. I haven't played either of them, but the first one, the second one did come out here. It's like Great Circus starring Minnie Mouse, and then there was a third one that was only released in Japan. But then they ported all 3 of them to the Game Boy Advance and brought them over here later on, so that's cool. I had another Mickey Mouse game on my Game Boy called Mickey's Ultimate Challenge, which was just kind of a collection of little riddle things, and I never beat it because it had one of those stupid logic puzzles that I had no idea how to solve as a little kid, because most of these games I played before I could read, so like I just skipped through all the cutscenes, and I beat this game without knowing what the plot was or anything, and just enjoying it for that alone. Same with Mega Man X, same with Mario World, all that text that was fun bouncing back on that guy. All that text that just meant nothing to me, but and there were the 2 Illusion games on the Genesis, which I'm pretty sure are like the best Mickey Mouse games, but I haven't played them yet. I really ought to. My Genesis education has been really lax, and oh god, this guy is still kind of freaky. The way they do a great job at kind of giving him weight, the way he thuds down on the ground, and that move, which also thuds, and his crocodile smirk. I really like this boss, even if it's pretty easy. I'm also not sure what the point of having him drop his tail pieces are when you have infinite blocks to fling at him, which I think do just as much damage, so whatever. It's still a really cool boss, and I'm a little close to death here. I better be careful. I think I'm about to kill him, though. There we go. Yeah, the boss designs in this game are pretty clever, especially early on. They all kind of look a little bit like Emperor Pete at the end of the game. I like this victory screen. Although I'm pretty sure there's some emulation glitches here with the transparency effects, and there's definitely some emulation glitches with the sound. I really thinking I'm going to move on to like a different SNES emulator, because SNES, I've played like 5 games recently, and all of them have really ugly, weird sound glitches, like Chrono Trigger, Yoshi's Island. Oh, here's this guy. Let's skip that like it always did. And alright, we're introduced to the central gimmick of the game besides picking up and throwing things, changeable costumes. And I like how they're implemented here. Lots of games where you just have like forms you can switch between arbitrarily. They don't work too well for me because it's kind of a lot of lock and key game design, but it works really well here, especially because you can pretty much approach any level with any of the costumes. There's a few bosses that you can only kill with certain forms, but they're pretty few and far in between. And okay, that guy insta-kills you. I should keep away. I really like the magic, although it means that one thing about the magic suit is that I can't hold down the run button, or what I think of as being the run button, because it causes my magic thing to go. So that just screws with all my Mario instincts. I even hold down that button while playing Sonic, which doesn't make any sense, but I like doing it anyway. I've always been the kind of player to just hold down the run button for the whole game in Mario, or in Meat Boy for that matter. And I just think it's fun. Alright, that fish just freaks me out, and how about I spend some time trying to figure out how to get this thing. Alright, can I get up there? There we go. No? Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, I guess I haven't grown too... Alright, let's jump. Perfect. Alright, I think there's one more of these insta-kill guys. Can I get past it? Perfect. Perfect job as always. Oh, okay. Less than perfect job as always. Luckily, I think if we're skipping past the secrets, it won't take too long to get back there. Speed run. Not really. I watched a speed run, and then it's always weird to watch speed runs of old games you like a lot. Alright. I like how these enemies behave, and I like their dope faces there. Oh, more Pete-like enemies. Just gonna hop on his head and then jump. Those bouncy platforms are a little glitchy. They don't feel glitchy. They're not glitchy. They just don't really feel perfect, and it's hard to get them to work in your favor. I actually died like 3 times on those floating leaves the first time I played this, so that was pretty great. Hopefully I can get to the boss fight of this level because I really, really like it. This part I could never get past as a kid for the longest time. I had a cousin who came over and got through it for me so I could see more of the game. I don't know why. I think just kind of the claustrophobia of being underwater along with these kind of tight and closed passages. For some reason it just kind of freaked me out and I wouldn't play it. Same reason I never played Super Metroid alone when I was a little kid. They gave you a lot of magic things here because I think you have to have magic in order to progress past some of these gates. Ouch. That sucked. Alright, and I think that's just about it. I don't know why this... Yeah, I think I was just afraid. It wasn't necessarily that this was a hard level, but... Secret! You can see this outside if you if you swim to the right. And worthless secret. I can't buy any of these things that matter. Alright. Boss time. Papa bouncy guy with his hula skirt. Alright, this guy is going to die really quickly because fully charged magic does a ton of damage. Unlike the next guy, he really sucks at dodging it. And... oh, wow, I think it just... Sorry, a little video recording glitch there because it was flickering so much. Oh, well. We're getting pretty close to the boss. We're also pretty close to running out of time, so... Kind of wanted to show some of the next level, which is just hell. And it does a good job at making it suitably freaky. It was another thing that I could never get past as a kid because it just weirded me out. Oh my, that was close. Alright. Almost at the boss now. I really liked this boss. I'll talk about it in a minute. Ow. Should have thought of that. Like I said, I really don't like how these platforms work. They're a little confusing. One single floating leaf. And spider boss. Can I beat it without Can I beat it in 1 heart? That's 1. He'll die. He's a little harder to hit, so I try to conserve magic, but he does take a lot of hits here, even with the fully charged magic attack. All right, don't get hit with the web. And charge. Oh wow, he's already at his white thing stage. But yeah, I always liked spiders as a kid. I had a pet tarantula. And actually, yeah, it lived like 14 years, so that was fun. All right, there's another boss. And we're gonna get to the next area. That was kind of a bottleneck for me as a kid that I could never get past. I remember like getting to the boss of the next level, but never getting to it again for the longest time. So I thought that I dreamed the boss had appeared, which had happened when I was a kid a lot. I would dream things in video games and then wonder if they were real. Like I put a video on my YouTube channel of a hidden enemy encounter in Chrono Trigger that I swore happened, but I might have just dreamed. So I actually I opened up a ROM hacker and went into the room to look at the code to see if I could figure out how to access the enemy encounter, and that's how I found it. Yeah, this is an elevator level. Most of the time these are really boring in games, but this one isn't too long. And I still think the best example of this kind of stage design is in Mega Man X1 and Boomer Q Anger's level, because it's like 30 seconds long and really fast. And so that was really fun, but this one works pretty well too. There's not too much dead air, which is a problem in these kind of things. Alright, I guess I'm about out of time. I don't really, you've seen most of what I wanted to show you, so, thanks for watching. See you next week.